You're born in Fukuoka, third son of a police captain. Your father bleeds blue. Two older brothers already on the force. Family dinners are case discussions and crime statistics. You grow up knowing there's only one acceptable path: badge or disappointment. No middle ground. You graduate police academy top 15%. Not brilliant, but solid. They assign you to organized crime division. You spend 3 years behind a desk analyzing financial records and surveillance photos. You learn the Yakuza organizational charts like multiplication tables. Who reports to whom? Which families control which territories? You can identify rank by tattoo placement and missing fingers, like reading a resume. Your lieutenant calls you in on a Tuesday. There's a position, deep cover. The Yamada family is expanding into port operations. Drugs, weapons, human trafficking. They need someone inside. Not a quick job. Years, maybe 5, maybe more. You'll disappear. New name, new history, new life. Your family will think you took a transfer to Tokyo. Your friends will forget you exist. The department will bury your file so deep even most cops won't know you're theirs. You say yes before he finishes explaining. You're 28 and tired of being invisible behind a desk. This is your shot at mattering. They spend 6 months building your legend. You're Takeshi Mori now. Dropout. Minor arrests for assault and theft. All fabricated but entered into real databases. A gambling problem. Debts to the wrong people. The kind of desperate the Yakuza loves to exploit. They scar your knuckles, give you a crooked nose from a staged bar fight. They teach you to talk like the street, to bow at the right angle, to read the room before you enter mud. Your handler is Detective Saito, twice your age, seen a dozen undercovers come and go. Half didn't make it back. He's blunt about the odds. You'll be alone. No wire, no backup, no emergency extraction. Contact once a month through dead drops. Coded messages in newspaper classifieds. If you're compromised, you're dead before we can reach you. Still want in? You nod. He doesn't look convinced. They stage your introduction carefully. You start frequenting a bar in Nakasu the Yamada family uses for collections. You lose money gambling, borrow from a loan shark they control. You miss payments. You take a beating in an alley. Real fists, real blood. You need the bruises to be authentic. That's when Kurosawa finds you. Mid-level enforcer, dead eyes, expensive watch. He offers you a way out of your debt. Work for the family. Start at the bottom. You accept like a drowning man grabbing rope. Day 1, you're cleaning toilets in a hostess club they own. Scrubbing vomit and cigarette ash until 4 a.m. You bow to everyone. You carry boxes. You stand guard outside rooms where deals happen. Hearing everything, remembering everything, saying nothing. At night, you go back to a shared apartment with 3 other low-level guys. You memorize their patterns. Who uses drugs? Who gambles? Who has a temper? You're building a map in your head, connections and weaknesses, but you can't write anything down. Everything stays locked in memory. One mistake and you're exposed. You make your first dead drop after 6 weeks. A folded newspaper left on a specific bench in a hoary park. Inside, a message written in code. Yamada family structure. Names, positions, businesses. Saito retrieves it 3 hours later. You never see him. That's the protocol. Ghosts passing information through empty spaces. The violence starts small. You're sent to remind a restaurant owner about protection payments. Your partner is a guy named Hideo, all tattoos and threats. He slaps the owner twice, breaks a chair. You stand there and watch, face neutral, heart pounding. You're a cop watching a crime you can't stop. That night you vomit in the shower, but the next day you go back out. You do it again and again. Because stopping means blowing your cover. Blowing your cover means 5 families keep operating. You tell yourself the math works. Small crimes now for major arrests later. You're not sure you believe it. 6 months in, they test you. A rival gang member tied to a chair in a warehouse. Kurosawa hands you a bat. Prove yourself. Everyone's watching. You think about your father, your brothers, the badge you're not wearing. You swing. The sound is worse than you imagined. The man screams, you swing again. You're not a cop anymore. You're something else, something necessary and horrible. You make yourself not think about his face. Later, you learn he survived. Broken ribs, shattered jaw. You tell yourself it could have been worse. You don't sleep for 3 days. They trust you more after that. You're invited to bigger meetings. You start carrying money, serious amounts. You meet higher-ranking members. You're introduced to Wakagashira Tanaka, second in command, a man who orders executions like ordering coffee. He looks at you like you're a tool he's evaluating. Don't disappoint me. You bow low, you won't. A year in, you're assigned to port operations. This is why you're here. Shipping containers that arrive at midnight, manifests that don't match contents. You see crates of methamphetamine, boxes of modified firearms, scared women who don't speak Japanese being loaded into vans. You memorize shipping numbers, dates, routes. You pass everything to Saito through dead drops. The information is gold, but you can't act on it yet. Moving too soon means the big fish escape. You have to wait. Waiting means watching crimes happen. You're an accessory to everything you witness. The law doesn't care that you're undercover. If this goes wrong, you're going to prison alongside them. 2 years in, you're making real money. Not top tier, but enough for a decent apartment, tailored suits, a car. You're invited to family ceremonies. You drink sake from shared cups. You bow before the oyabun, the boss, an 80-year-old man who built this empire from nothing. He tells stories about the old days when Yakuza were honorable. You nod respectfully. You don't mention the terrified women you saw at the port last week. The cognitive dissonance is fracturing you. You're Takeshi, the Yakuza soldier, 6 days a week. You're Officer Hayashi 1 hour a month during dead drops. You're forgetting which one is the mask. You start drinking to sleep. You start smoking to steady your hands. Saito notices. The dead drop messages include warnings. Don't lose yourself. Remember why you're there. Easy for him to say. He goes home to a family every night. You go home to criminals who'll kill you if they learn the truth. You're taught the rituals. The tattoos are optional for your rank, but you're expected to understand them. You learn to read ink like text. Dragons mean wisdom. Koi mean perseverance. Cherry blossoms mean life's fragility. You see men with entire bodies covered. Art that took decades. Beautiful and damning. You're glad you're not required to get them. One permanent mark you won't carry after this ends. If this ends. 3 years in, someone gets sloppy. A shipment is raided. Police find exactly what you reported. The family goes paranoid. There's an informant. They start investigating everyone. You're terrified. You've been careful, but careful might not be enough. They bring in a specialist, former intelligence, now freelance. He interviews everyone privately. When it's your turn, you sit across from him in a small room. He asks about your history, your family, your arrests. Everything you've memorized, you repeat perfectly. He watches your eyes. You don't blink. 2 hours of interrogation. He finally nods. You're clean. You walk out on shaking legs. That night, you write a coded message to Saito. Too close. Might need extraction. His response comes 3 days later. Hold position. 6 more months. You almost laugh. 6 months feels like 6 years. But you hold. You're in too deep to surface now. You meet a woman. She works at a legitimate business, nothing to do with the family. She thinks you're an import-export. Not a lie, technically. You start seeing her regularly. Dinners, movies, normal things. She makes you remember there's a world outside this. You know you're using her. A piece of normal to keep yourself sane. It's selfish and unfair. You do it anyway. You're drowning and she's air. 4 years in, you're present when they plan something big. A territorial expansion. They're going to eliminate a rival family's leadership. 3 assassinations, same night, coordinated. You get names, locations, Tima. This is it. The case that justifies everything. You pass it to Saito. The dead drop feels heavier than usual. 2 weeks later, the raids happen. Simultaneous strikes. The Yamada family is shattered. Dozens arrested, including the Oyabun and Wakagashira Tanaka. You're in a car with Kurosawa when the news breaks. His phone rings, then rings again. Everyone's panicking. You act shocked, angry, confused. Inside, you're counting down. The extraction is planned for 3 days from now. You just have to survive until then. But Kurosawa is looking at you strange. The paranoia is back. Everyone's suspect now. That night, they call a meeting. Everyone who wasn't arrested. 20 men in a room, all suspicious, all armed. Kurosawa stands up. Someone betrayed us. Someone here. Your heart stops. He's looking around the room. His eyes land on you. You meet his gaze. Don't flinch. Don't look away. Guilty men look away. Then he moves on, lands on someone else. A younger guy, newer than you. They drag him out. You hear the screams from the parking lot. You sit perfectly still. The next morning you go to the final dead drop location, the signal for extraction. You leave your mark. 6 hours later, you're in a safe house across town. Saito is there with 2 other detectives. You've been gone 4 years and 7 months. You give your testimony, names, crimes, evidence, 70 hours of debriefing. They record everything. The trials will take years. You'll be the star witness, testifying from behind screens with voice modulation. The Yamada family will collapse. You did it. Saito shakes your hand. Exceptional work. You're a hero. You don't feel like a hero. You feel like a ghost. They give you a new identity. Again, you can't go back to your real name. Too dangerous. The Yakuza has long memories and longer reach. You're relocated to Sapporo. New apartment, new job, new life. Your family thinks you're still in Tokyo. You can never tell them the truth. The woman you were seeing reads about the arrests in the newspaper. She'll think you're a criminal who escaped. You can't contact her. Can't explain. She's another casualty. You're 33 now, decorated officer with a file locked in a vault somewhere. You work a desk job under a fake name. You don't drink anymore. You don't sleep well. You see Kurosawa's face, the man in the chair, the women at the port. You tell yourself it mattered. 73 arrests, 3 trafficking rings dismantled, countless lives saved. The math works. Some nights you believe it. Some nights you wake up swinging a phantom bat, hearing screams that won't stop. You gave 5 years. You got convictions and nightmares. The department calls it a success. You're not sure what to call it. Sacrifice, maybe. Or loss. You walk past a police station sometimes. See young officers, eager and clean. You remember being that, before you learn that going deep undercover doesn't mean joining the enemy. It means becoming them, and hoping you can find your way back. You're still looking.